Level 1. The Cut. You are 8 years old. You watch the steel slide against the stone. You are witnessing your own destiny being sharpened. You have been sold for silver by your father. You stare into the cold metal reflection. You are looking at a ghost waiting to vanish forever. You were traded for a bag of silver and a prayer. You watch the shadow fall like a guillotine. You have arrived at the conservatory. You focus on the extreme tension of the gut string. You aren't hearing music, you are hearing anatomy under pressure. You scream for what is lost. You open your mouth to release the terror inside. You feel silence like a heavy, suffocating blanket. You cannot scream because your soul has already fled. You sink into the scalding water of the tub. You aren't taking a bath, you are softening your veins. You use heat to mask the cold. You hear the heavy thud of the coin bag. You aren't hearing wealth, you are hearing the weight of your future. You have been sold for scrap. You watch the hands exchange their goods in the dark. You see a purchase, not a healing. You are bound by a signature stronger than nature. You wake up in a world of white gauze. You navigate pain as your new geography. You try to move, but you feel your body is gone. Level 5. The Mutant. You stand up and feel the change. You aren't growing, you are evolving into an alien. You watch your limbs lengthen forever. You touch the porcelain skin of your smooth face. You aren't young. You are biologically arrested. You have become a statue carved from living flesh and bone. You walk away from the only home you knew. You don't look back. You know it is a weakness. You see your father turn his back. Level 10. The Machine. You step through the iron gates. You aren't in a school. You are in a factory. You hear weeping as background noise. You watch the maestro prowl the line of boys. You learn from fear, not words. You realize a cough isn't a mistake, it is an insult. You swallow the lump of terror in your throat. You know your neck is a gold mine. You destroy the mine with one single wrong note. You open your mouth and let the sound escape. You wield a weapon of clarity, not a voice. You make the maestro drop his stick in awe. You run up the steep mountain trail carrying the weight. You expand your lungs with every step. You carry the beast so you can sing like angels. You hold your breath until the lights fade out. You earn oxygen as a luxury. You train your body to survive without air for the sake of music. You burst from the water with a desperate gasp. You feel your chest as a bellows made of bone. You traded your normal life for wind power. You stand next to a normal man and compare. You are a towering architectural marvel, not just tall. You let your arms hang low, defying all proportion. You listen to the whispers about love and romance. You view the chart as a foreign map. You know you will never visit that country yourself. Level 25. The Debut. You step behind the curtain. You use nerves as fuel, not fear. You realize the darkness is the only place you fit in. You walk into the blinding white spotlight alone. You feel exposed, not warmed. You stand as a specimen waiting for the world to judge you. You look out at the ocean of total darkness. You sense a predator, not peace. You feel thousands of eyes judging the sacrifice you made. You prepare the instrument within your throbbing throat. You create physics defying nature, not just sound. You are about to do what a man cannot do. You unleash the beam of pure sound power. You hit the wall with force, not music. You scream your trauma in a key they find beautiful. You watch the glass shatter above their heads. You prove your power through destruction. You break the world because the world broke you first. You hear the gasp of the collective crowd. You know their tears are for the sound, not you. You see they love the song but fear you. You drown in the deluge of red roses. You receive a burial, not gifts. You stand waist-deep in adoration, yet you feel completely alone. Level 50, the Devo. You sit on the throne. You watch a king bow out of awe. You are a curiosity that sings, not a man. You flip the gold coin with your face. You see a mirror of your worth. You are valuable only as long as you can sing. You push away the hands that reach for you. You feel curiosity, not desire. You know they want to see if the monster feels like a man. Level 60, the Glutton. You devour the feast alone. You feed a void, not hunger. You fill the empty space inside you with food. You stare at the bloated shape in the glass. You see the cost of physiology, not a stranger. You feel your body rebel against years of growth. You wear the feathers and the bright paint. You play a caricature, not a hero. You use the costume to distract them from your sad eyes. You push for the note that isn't there. You feel a betrayal, not a mistake. You realize the only thing you owned is finally leaving you. You feel the sting of the rotten fruit. You hear dismissal, not criticism. You know they loved the machine, but they have no use for you now. You run into the shadows of the wings. You admit defeat through tears. You realize the stage was your home, and you have been evicted. Level 80, the has-been. You see the poster. You see a whole man, not a better one. You envy the beard you were denied. You rip the paper from the brick wall. You feel exhaustion, not fuel. You tear it down to stop the future from mocking your past. You walk through the halls of gold statues. You live in a mausoleum, not a home. You are surrounded by yourself, yet you are alone. You build a friend out of cold coins. You find cold comfort, not company. You watch the tower fall because money cannot hug you back. You open the door to the knocking sound. You see the architect of misery. You see that time withered him, but your memory is fresh. You look at the hand that wants charity. You see a demand, not begging. You remember that hand signed the paper that stole your life. You slam the heavy door with force. You choose justice, not cruelty. You make the house shake with the weight of your final no. You slide down to the cold floor. You release a lifetime of sobbing. You hug your knees because they are the only support you have left. Level 90, the ghost. You walk with the cane. You limp under the weight of years. You exit the stage of life without any applause. You smile at the children in the park. You had innocence taken, not lost. You look for connection, but you are a creature from a storybook. You hear the scream of the frightened child. You are a monster to them. You feel the isolation from the spotlight follow you here. You stand still as the leaf lands. You feel nature is indifferent, not cruel. You are just another statue in the park, eroding in the wind. Level 99, the exile. You leave the city gates. You find the silence welcoming. You go back to where it started because you have nowhere else. You see the ruins of the stone house. You are at a crime scene. You see weeds covering the evidence, but you know ghosts remain. You step through the overgrowth of the floor. You see only memory remains. You are standing in the birthplace of your pain. You lift the rusted metal from the dirt. You hold a relic, not scrap. You see the iron has decayed, just like your mutilated body. You watch the shadow flicker on the wall. You hear an echo, not a voice. You know he thought he was saving you, not himself. You let the knife fall back to earth. You accept gravity as a conclusion. You let go of the weapon because your war is finally over. You lie down on the cold earth. You find the ground accepting. You return to the soil that never asked you to be anything else. You close your eye to the gray sky. You accept darkness as a mercy. You watch the clouds move on, indifferent to the music dying with you. You fade into the absolute black. You embrace silence as your only friend. You feel the curtain fall, and this time you know it won't rise. Level 100, the legacy. You hear boots crunch. You hear vultures, not mourners. You know death is just an opportunity for those who are still hungry. You feel hands rummage through your pockets. They look for loot, not ID. You see your legacy reduced to what can be fenced. You see the diamonds sparkle in the sun. You see currency, not beauty. You realize everything you suffered for is now a meal ticket for strangers. You look at the hungry boy nearby. You see the next link, not an observer. You know poverty is the engine that drives this machine. You hear the bell toll in the distance. You hear a factory whistle. You know the conservatory is waiting for fresh raw material. You watch the father pull the son. You see a possessive grip. You know he is leading the boy to the slaughterhouse you just escaped. You see them walk past your body. You are invisible, not a warning. You know history doesn't repeat itself, it just walks in a circle. You focus on the flower by the blade. You see it is severed, not blooming. You know the earth remembers that growth here has a price. You watch the sap bleed from the stem. You see tears of the soil. You know the world weeps quietly for the things we do for art. You look up at the smoke rising. You see the industry of music churning. You hear the choir sing, and the sound covers the screams. You feel the final verdict burn in the dark. You know this is a reset button. You hear the high note hang, purchased with blood,